Nathan is a first-time caller out of Atlanta, Georgia. Georgia on my mind. Nathan.
Hey, Jesse, how are you?
All is well, sir. How are you?
Man, I love you, man. I wanted to say that first.
Thank you, Nathan.
Because I feel that you're doing a great job. And the thing that I want to ask real fast, let me ask. As far as the Republican Party is concerned, I know that you're doing a lot of great things. You're doing great work, especially when the lesbian she called. And, she really changed her life around.
That's right, man.
That was amazing.
That was amazing,
And that resonated in my spirit, Jesse, and I'm calling because I'm afraid and I'm scared for you, man.
And why?
I'm probably a caller that was sent by God, literally to save your life, because you're doing too much. And these libertarian white liberals and black liberals that are influenced by the white, because those are the really evil people. And Jesse, let me ask, you would agree with me when I say to you that you're doing a better job and you're doing more works for the blacks than Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Barack Obama, and others?
Well,
you would agree with me when I say that, right?
They never intended to help black people at all. They set them up so they could use them. They never intended to help blacks. It was a personal gain for them.
But let me ask you this, Jesse, and this is what I'm very, very concerned about, because more of the blacks would say that you are racist. They would say that you're transracial because some of the viewpoints that you take about the black people. And when you think about the show that you have, The Fallen State, wouldn't you agree with me when I say that The Fallen State mostly describes the blacks in the world? Because most of the blacks are in a fallen state more than the whites. Would you agree with me when I say that?
Well, The Fallen State is about all people who are in a fallen state. We're trying to point that out. And I do agree.
But we know that the blacks are more trouble than the whites. I mean, you got to understand the blacks, at the bottom of the totem pole.
When the blacks are leading, most blacks are in a fallen state, and they are leading the way to destruction. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this question, Jesse, because I'm very, very curious about this. I know that you yourself, Larry Elders, and others, you guys have a tendency of, when you speak about the Jim Crow era, and we know, and I really appreciate you for giving black history, because that's really black history what you're talking about, because you really experienced that, and it's not something that you read in a textbook, but it's something that you lived in your life. And when you speak about these things about that the blacks did better than what they're doing today, and in a lot of cases the blacks did a lot better than the whites. But the thing that gets me with you guys, and I have to say this because I'm trying to save you, and I'm getting to my point really, really fast. When you guys say that Lyndon B. Johnson is the one that created the welfare, and you said he's going to make the black people part of the Democratic Party, shouldn't you guys be blaming Martin Luther King and not President Johnson? Because the alt-right people, they look at Johnson as being a hero, and they look at Martin Luther King as being the devil. And yet, when you speak about Dr. King, you speak very highly of him. Would you agree with me when I say that?
I do agree that, and I've said that the civil rights movement was the worst thing one of the worst things, not having a father is the worst thing, but one of the worst things that was one of the worst things that ever happened to black people. The civil rights movement was set up not to help black people go free, but to use black people for their own personal gain. And when Lyndon B. Johnson signed that bill to take care of black people, the so-called civil rights leaders encouraged that. They were standing right there with him when he signed the bill. So they both, the civil rights movement as well as the Lyndon B. Johnson and the Democratic Party are evil. They don't respect black people. They don't love black people. They are using black people for their own personal gain.
And would you agree with me when I say this? Do you feel that if it was not for Lyndon B. Johnson, there would not be a Barack Obama, and there would not be a libertarian homosexual agenda that exists now to take over the minds of the world, to put them in a fallen state?
No, if it had not been for the civil rights movement, those things that you just name would not be happening. And if
But what is
men,
it?
if
What is it?
men were
Oh,
to
go ahead.
become, if men were to overcome being beta males and become real
Exactly.
men, then homosexuals and these feminists and all that would go back into the closet.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, because a lot of the alt-right people, I got into a forum where I got into a debate with the alt-right, and their agenda is to eradicate all the blacks. You seem to be influencing the white people, but yet you're helping more of the black people, and yet the blacks hate you, but the white people support you more. And the thing is, it's just so backwards, because you just said something earlier. You said once you go black, you never go back.
Once you go
So
black, you can't go back.
But listen to me, Jesse. This is very,
Have you ever gone black?
I am black, but this is what I want to
You date
warn
white
you of.
women?
You have to be, do I date black women?
White women.
White women.
Where are the white
I have
women?
dated a white woman. I love white people. I have white family members.
You dated a black
as well
woman
as
too?
black family members.
You dated a black woman?
I dated a black woman, a white woman, because we all
How about
we
a
have to be
Mexican?
of God.
How about a Mexican?
I never dated a Mexican.
Why not?
I never dated a Mexican. Because I grew up black. I was a drug dealer at the age of 7 years old.
Amazing.
I've been through a lot of things in my life.
Yeah.
And, you know, my life is a total oxymoron. But the point that I'm trying to make to you, Jesse, is that what I'm afraid of is that these people are going to try to set you up, man. You're doing too much. You're turning the libertarian. This girl was the children of the lie. She was sold and bought off the lie, and you converted her. And you also converted her girlfriend. And now what this white girl and white woman are going to try to do is look for a black man. Because she never had one white man her whole life.
She ain't gonna look for no black man.
And give her. You say what?
She's not gonna look for a black man. How's that?
She looking for you. She
No.
calls you. You're the only one her whole life that gave her the truth.
But that doesn't mean
You
she's gonna
told her-
have sex with me.
No, not to have. Well, she may try to have sex, but I'm not speaking from that standpoint. I'm speaking spiritually, because you imprinted her. You imprinted her. You
she's
gotta realize-
imprinted. She's imprinted by God now and overcoming the world, and that's
but do
what
you.
and that's what
God,
the problem.
God used you.
But that's what the problem is. Human beings should not be imprinted by other human beings, people, places, or things. They should be imprinted by their Creator, which is God.
Well, I believe you when I say that, but the whole thing that I'm trying to warn you of is that there was a rally that you were involved in which the evil white woman, you were just minding your business, and she hit you. And you called her a racist, and then they made a big deal on it online by saying that, hey, this guy is a black activist because you called a white libertarian woman a racist. Let me tell you something, Jesse. You almost messed up right there. And those people, they were trying to set you up. They were trying to lock you up that day because, listen, when you looked at that white woman in her eyes, whatever she was, white or black or whatever you did, you are alpha male. And you told her, lady, do not put your hands on me again. And when that woman looked into your eyes, she knew that if she had to hit you, there was going to be trouble. Would you agree with me when I say that?
Well,
That there was going to be trouble if that woman had to slap you.
What I was doing is giving them back what they accuse the
you
people.
have to stand up for yourself, man. You can't let these people push you around. You're an alpha male, just
listen to me, Nathan.
Yourself,
Listen. I would give it when they always use the word races and sexes and all that. So I was just turning it back on them, calling them a racist. So that they can see what it feels like for white people.
All right, then, like that. They felt like because you were a black man, regardless of her being a libertarian or not, they feel that you have to submit to a white woman. And that lady had a